The following is a production of the Tulare County Historical Society, an advocate for Tulare County history since 1944.
Orval overall is probably one of Tulare County's finest historical athletes. Orval was born in 1881 in Farmersville, a little community east of Visalia. Because Orval's father was so involved politically and really in civic projects, he felt it was best to relocate to Visalia, and that's where Orval attended grammar school and also later on high school, and he excelled in high school sports. He was a natural athlete. It didn't matter what sport it was, he excelled at it. Didn't take long for the media to catch on to his talent, and he began getting lots of newspaper coverage from the Delta, and he became quite the hit in the community of Visalia and really throughout Tulare County. And he also started to attract the attention of folks outside of the area. In 1900, Orval graduated from Visalia High, and that's when his father, and really it was a family decision to have him pursue an education at the University of California. And so this was obviously at the Berkeley location, and there he majored in agricultural science because his dad had been involved in agriculture for so long, and really that was the essence of living in Tulare County was agriculture. When he was playing football, he was a center, but he was also their biggest kicker. He punted and he did a lot of field goals and became quite popular as their star kicker. He was also considered by Stanford to be their biggest nemesis. He was considered the dread of Stanford. Stanford hated the fact that Orval overall was competing against him in whatever sport it was, because he was so good that he made winning against the UC Bears difficult. In baseball, he was a pitcher, and again was the dread of Stanford. They really didn't like playing against him, but he captured even more media attention in both baseball and football at the UC, and I suspect he could have become a pro in either football or baseball, but he quickly discovered, because of his notoriety, that he was being wooed by some of the Major League Baseball teams. He was being recruited by Tacoma, which was part of the Pacific Coast League. And so he was in demand, and after he graduated, he became the first UC graduate to enter professional baseball. So he was just a well-respected athlete, and in fact, after many years later, he was inducted into the UC Sports Hall of Fame, and he still occupies the space there today. So he went, first professional ball team he went to was the Cincinnati Reds. They had him, and they made the best deal for him at that particular time. And he stayed there just a short time, and then his good friend on the Chicago Cubs named Frank Chance. Frank Chance was a Fresno guy. He knew of Orval, and Frank was a big man in the Chicago Cubs organization. And so when Chicago had a chance to grab Orval, they did. And of course, he started with the Chicago Cubs in 1906. And it was shortly after that, actually in 1907, or actually, excuse me, 1906, the Chicago Cubs won the National League championship. And they played their big city rivals, the Chicago White Sox, for the pennant. And in 1906, Chicago White Sox won the pennant. And so the Cubs became second place there. But the next 2 years, Chicago Cubs took the World Series, and it was to a great extent because of the talent of Orval overall, who just had an amazing ability, especially as a pitcher. And they ended up winning the game. In fact, Ty Cobb, during Orval's major league time, Ty Cobb was at the plate when Orval was on the mound, and Orval was able to limit his hitting. When he pitched against Ty Cobb, he was able to keep Ty Cobb's batting average at .125, which was pretty amazing for such a star like Ty Cobb was. But Orval is probably, many people have said at least, that Orval is probably the most talented athlete ever to come out of Visalia.
I'm Carl Switzer, inviting you to please join us and learn about our mission by visiting www.tulare-county-historical-society.org.